Hello?
Hello there.
Hello?
It's us. We're back. How
Yes,
long's
we're
it
back.
been? Months and months and months.
Too long. Let me turn my phone off. Yes, we haven't done a podcast for a long time.
Yeah, I think since you were in Bali or something. I think since you came back, I don't think we've done anything.
I think we did one after the Spring Festival, didn't we? Yeah, we.
I have forgotten.
We did anyway. So, yeah, just life gets in the way. Busy.
Indeed.
All right, so we're going back through the alphabet. We're back at A. So today we're going to talk about.
Oh, that's why we're doing this topic. I forgot we were going through the alphabet again. Okay.
We're doing anger and annoyance.
Mm-hmm.
Annoyed.
So Ian talked to me a couple days ago. He said, come up with a list of 20 things that annoy you in China. I ultimately failed in this attempt. I got 11. But I think you said you got about 100, or you could think of 100.
I could think of 100, but I could think of a whole list just for being a parent. So.
Oh yeah, I'm not there yet, so I'm sure that's a whole other can of worms.
All right, so we'll talk about anger later. We'll talk about annoying things first. So we made a list. So it's like bingo, but we're going to call it chingo. So I will say one, right. And then you will say one.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want to go first?
Sure. The first thing I've got written down is the bureaucracy. So like red tape, all the paperwork for our visas every single year, and it's just a massive headache.
Yeah, that was one I didn't write down.
Ooh, okay.
But I did think about it the other day. Okay.
Yeah, because we're in the process of renewing our residence permits right now at the university. So
most people their visas will be renewed every year, unless you're extremely lucky and
right.
You've got a 5-year contract or something. Yeah,
it's like every 10 to 11 months or something. About every 10 months. So ours used to take 2.5 weeks. Now it's taken 6 weeks. Yeah, something like that.
So it has to go. You've got to get your foreign experts certificate renewed. You've got to get your visa renewed. You've got to get your contract renewed and something else.
There's a lot of very, very small steps that take a long time. Yeah. So now it takes something like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I've just gotten my FEC renewed.
Okay. And
I've just sent off for the new residence permit. So yeah, and you've always got to have it's got to be the exact right photos with the exact right measurements and the right backgrounds. You had that problem. Yours were red background when they should be white.
But they were okay last year.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Yeah, there's so many things that were okay this year, but they were not okay last year or the other way around.
And then last year was the 5-year rule was still in, so it's gone now.
Yeah, the 5-year rule is gone, so we can stay forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that might
That's
come
pretty
back
cool.
again.
Yeah, it might come back. Who knows?
So not just the visa, go in the bank is bureaucratic. If you lose your bank card, you need your passports. Now I know many people who change their passports.
I've changed my passport.
But their bank account is still in their old passport number.
Right.
So that can cause you some problems. So if you get a new passport, change it straight away.
So
what else? Buying a house is bureaucratic as hell.
Yeah, I hadn't tried it.
Having a child is bureaucratic. Don't even go there.
There's just endless amounts of paperwork and red tape, even for like locals. But if you're a foreigner, there's an added layer.
Yeah, when we got our mortgage for our house, I signed 68 pieces of paper.
You counted?
And had to put my fingerprint on it as well.
Oh man.
But the worst thing was, a lot of them were just duplicates of the same thing.
Oh, sure.
And that was just in one office. So, yeah, bureaucracy is a nightmare.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one.
Okay. My one. Getting in or out of lifts or the metro.
Okay. Explain.
All right, so in the real normal world, like in England, you let the people get off the train first before you get on.
Okay.
Same with the lift or the elevator. But here in China, that doesn't seem to.
When the doors open, it's every man or woman,
every man, child for themselves. It's for me, it's annoying, especially when I've got the kid with me or the baby, and if you've got a pram or something, it's just
a pram is a stroller for any of you non-Brits.
So that really gets on my nerves, especially in the lift, and especially if there's nobody else if there's only one person coming in or getting out, they still push in for some reason.
I don't know. I didn't grow up with a metro, a subway. I didn't grow up with any of that. So China's the way they do it here is just the way I've always done it. I don't really know.
But you don't do it.
I don't do it. No. Well, it depends on the situation, maybe.
All right, that's my first one.
Okay, so
what's your next one?
Back to me. The us versus them mentality. Us Chinese and you foreigners, which I'm sure you're on a whole other level since you have a child now.
That's a heavy.
That's a very heavy one, but that may be getting into anger more than annoyance.
Yeah, we could go into detail about that later because I think there's an underlying feeling.
There is, yeah.
In the last year, would you say the last couple of years?
Last couple of years, sure.
That people are getting annoyed with foreigners, but then it's also there's also because foreigners do so many stupid things recently.
Yeah.
To annoy Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll go into.
There's a lot of things to say about that, but there are things that are built into the Chinese language and built into the way that the bureaucracy is run and built into the way society is set up that kind of segregates foreigners from Chinese, and it creates a whole lot of issues. But like we said,
yeah,
more detail another time.
That's
maybe.
Quite deep, that one.
That's a big one.
All right, mine are quite not as deep. Now I didn't know how to word this. I just wrote phlegm build-up.
Yeah. All right, that's enough. All right, we've made so many people cringe. Yeah. I hadn't thought about that.
So it for me, it's not the spitting; it's the pre-spit, the build-up to it.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law does it, and it drives me crazy. It's like I call it the morning chorus.
Oh, okay.
Especially if you go outside early in the morning, there's a lot of old people outside. Sure. You won't hear the birds singing, you just hear the.
No silent spring here.
Yeah, so for me, it's not the spitting, it's the actual.
Yeah, that only ever annoys me.
What do you call that? What's that called?
The whole process, we just call it hawking a loogie.
Yeah,
I don't know what the. I don't know.
Sometimes they don't spit; they just
clearing their throat, but it's on a whole other level. That doesn't really bother me. I usually tune it out unless I'm in a bad mood. If I'm already in a bad mood, then I notice. But that goes into something else I have. Little bit, which we'll get into.
All right, we'll go off phlegm. So
okay.
Phlegm build up.
All right.
Next one.
My next one is just air pollution. It's a big annoyance. You gotta look out the window every day and just it's gray again. Like this morning was awful. When I looked out here, I couldn't see the East Station, which is only like 5 kilometers away. Couldn't see it at all.
Yesterday was beautiful.
Yeah. This afternoon was great too.
But yesterday was World Environment Day or something.
Was it? Okay.
My wife's like, or maybe the government fired the rockets because it did rain really heavy on Sunday night.
They did the cloud seeding.
Yeah,
if you don't know what cloud seeding is, Google it.
Look it up.
It's something that the government does here.
So I sent I sent Austin a picture yesterday. I could see Chengdu. I could see the blue sky above the city, but on the top of the city was this just grey line of pollution.
Yeah. I have an old video on my YouTube channel called Lanzhou from Above. It's where I hiked up to this mountain just above my university, and I'm looking down upon the city. And then right above the city, you can see the clouds, and then right above it, it's just a nice blue sunny day.
Yeah.
But you can see it, you know.
Didn't you do another one when you were on a bridge? I remember another video you did about pollution. I think you were.
Oh yeah, I was walking along the river. That was different. That was in the winter. The Lanzhou I think it's just called Lanzhou from Above. That was in the middle of summer. It's probably this time of year.
I think this year's been okay. It's
been all right.
It's better than last year.
Yeah.
I don't get annoyed by it anymore because it's sort of like something we live with on a daily basis.
Right. Yeah. I go through phases where I'm annoyed with it, and then most of the time I just kind of... Yeah, it really depends. Like today I went on a cycle with some of the other guys, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to cycle when it's like this.
Yeah. Yesterday was beautiful, and then it's just back to normal. The day, it's amazing how one day can just
yeah.
All right, so Austin's are very deep, mine are very
I don't have a lot of
minimal.
very small things.
Okay, here's mine. Next one. Convenience stores only putting on their fridges between May and August.
Oh, okay.
I
hadn't really noticed that.
If I go to the shop, I want a cold Coke. I don't want a warm Coke.
Yeah.
I don't want a warm bottle of water. They don't turn the fridges on until like May.
Yeah, they are there for decoration, like just so that you can feel that way. Yeah.
So if you want a cold beer, especially beer, you want a cold beer.
Okay, I'm with you on beer. Yeah, you gotta have a cold beer.
It's ridiculous, and then they actually turn them off at night. So if you go first thing in the morning, it's still warm. So be careful if you buy ice creams. Yeah, that's a small gripe of mine. It annoys me.
Okay. All right, my next one, it goes into your phlegm build-up. I just put noise pollution. Like China's a very, very loud country.
Yep.
Everywhere you go, it's like, car horns, beep, beep, beep. And then people shouting. There's megaphones, people on megaphones trying to get you to come into the shops or
firecrackers,
buy their stuff. Firecrackers. Now with all the shared bikes, you hear all the bike bells and and people arguing or fighting at night down here. Even though I'm on the 14th floor, I can hear all the dancing aunties, taxis.
Yeah, noise pollution's a big problem for me as well. Even though I live in the sticks, it's still noisy.
Even when you come on, even if you come in on the metro, there'll be the guy who's got the megaphone.
Oh yeah, and then when you get on the metro in the morning, the TVs are on.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if I get on at 6:30, the TV's blasting out. I just don't want to hear that. Yeah,
so noise pollution. It's a small thing, but it'll really grind you down.
Yeah, like people playing games on their phones with the sound on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or listening to music, or like old people are really bad about that.
Yeah,
they walk around with radios in the park, playing their old red songs and all that.
Okay, all right. Next one, my turn. No voicemail service.
Jeez, how old are you? Oh, come on, man.
I like to leave a voicemail. If I can't get hold of someone, I like to say, hey, call me back, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or maybe my wife's on the phone. She's not responding to her Weixin because she's on a call.
Right.
China doesn't have the voicemail capability. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the network.
Too much MAFAN, maybe. Too much trouble.
No, I think the net. I don't know if people because they've never had it.
Yeah.
So they've
never had it, so they don't want it, probably.
No, but I don't know if it's a thing where they don't feel weird about leaving messages. I don't know if it's a cultural thing.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask someone Chinese.
Well, there's someone in Chinese in the next room. We can ask her in a bit.
So yeah, I would love there to be some form of voicemail.
Yeah.
Now you can send messages on WeChat, but
WeChat, QQ.
But then somebody's got to be on. They've got to have the data connection. Blah blah blah. So yeah, no voicemail. That really drives me nuts. All right.
Okay, yeah, that's one thing I haven't really missed at all. Next, this also has the word call in it. I have foreigner catcalling. So foreigner catcalling,
What do you mean?
which is like when you walk down the street and like people after they've already passed you or after you've already passed them, they'll say hello, like with these really stupid voices, or like whenever, like sometimes I'll
fuck you, man.
Yeah, things like that, or like hello, big boy, like after you've already passed, or things like that. Like I was on a bus in my wife's hometown, and some little like 13-year-old looked at me right in the eyes and said, "Fuck you, bitch." And I went up and I grabbed him by the shirt and I threw him up against the pole there.
Someone told me off. Someone told me to go and fuck my mother last week.
Yeah.
But I'll get onto that later. Catcalling.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing that we do kind of get catcalled sometimes.
I walked past some chefs standing outside our local restaurant with my wife and the baby, and it wasn't sort of catcalling. It was like they were trying to show off. Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah.
And the guy just went, "Fuck you!" My wife just lost it because she was like,
"Oh yeah."
She's like, "Where's the baby?" Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that. Actually.
Yeah, that really bothers me. Most of the time, it's not like "fuck you" or any of those. A lot of the times, I know it's just like people saying hello or.
I don't mind it with little kids because I just tell them, "I'm Xinjiang."
Yeah, you know the difference between someone who does it just because they, really want to say hello, and you know the difference between some teenager who's trying to show off or someone who's drunk or
Oh, I've had the situation where I've been in the cinema, someone will see me and then they will start talking English to somebody else.
Yep, yeah, that happens a lot. Mm-hmm.
Not really catcalling, it's just like, hey, I can speak English too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Okay, next.
Where's my... Okay. Bad breath.
Bad breath. Okay. All right.
Anybody who gets the metro, like I do, because I get it a couple of times a week. I got the metro here today.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I don't know if it's Sichuan people or the nation in general. There's some people have got really bad halitosis. I mean, really, it's just...
Okay.
I call my train the Halitosis Express.
Oh, there you go.
Because as soon as people get on at the East train station...
Okay.
Now, these people are coming from different places in Sichuan.
Right.
It just stinks. The whole train just stinks of bad breath.
I hadn't really noticed.
And you'd never notice bad breath. Come on, you must have smelled.
I get the odd student
maybe a taxi driver, and you're like, whoa.
Well, maybe I don't.
Yeah, especially with students.
I don't get close enough to the taxi drivers, maybe, but I don't really notice it. But yeah, with the students, every now and then.
And I notice if my wife goes out and has chuan or hot pot, the next day, and if I don't have it, the next day I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah,
don't even talk to me.
Yeah, I know that breath. Yeah. That's another good thing. Okay,
all right,
next.
bad breath.
All right, bad breath. Next is let me go a little lighter here. Let's see. Oh, I guess regionalism or regionality. Let me give you an example. Okay, especially in business, like banks. Like if you lose your bank card, for example, you have to go back to that branch that you applied for the bank card at in order to like recover your account.
Yep.
So if you lose your bank card while you're traveling, you're screwed. Like no one's going to help you. Like I had for example, I had or have a bank account in Lanzhou, Gansu, and I lost a card for it a long time ago, and I still get money from Youku for videos that I put up on the Chinese side of things, but I can't just take it out of an ATM because I have to go back to Lanzhou to apply for a new card, no matter how many forms of ID I show or that. It's the same for like phone companies and stuff like that.
Yeah, but even if you take them, so another thing is if I had a Guilin account, so if I take the money out, if any other province, I get charged. I think it's 20% or 10% charge.
I think it's 10%.
So even if you use the same bank, use the same company, but you're in a different city, they'll charge you for using the
That's right.
ATM.
Yeah.
I deposited some money in Chengdu into my Bank of China account in Guilin. They charged me 15%.
Yeah.
It's the same bank.
Yeah, it's the same. It's a national bank. It's not like it's a local bank. This is Bank of China, or or ICBC, or some national company. But no, you have to do it at that shop, at that branch. That's just stupid. It's just stupid. Yeah. So that really bothers me, because I'm having a thing right now with my phone company.
All right. So, regionalism. Anything else about
that? I don't know. Maybe regional stereotyping, but that's not my problem. I'm not fussed about it.
All right.
Next.
Mine are all quite mild.
Okay, keep going.
Mobikes, OFO bikes, whatever bikes. Now I use them, but I do think they're starting to litter all the streets. Yeah. They're literally everywhere.
They are, yeah. It's getting a bit out of hand, and we really can't. I don't know. We can't convey what we mean over an audio podcast. Like they're literally everywhere. Like I went out on this big cycle with a couple of guys from work today, and we're out in the countryside, nothing but farmland around, nothing. But then we're passing by OFOs laying on the side of the street, and on some guy's farm, it's like smashed an eggplant bush, Or when I went out riding in the countryside a few weeks ago, and some farmer invited me into his house for tea, and he had 2 OFO bikes in his house out in the countryside. And yeah, they're just everywhere.
They're literally they're just walking down the street. You can't avoid them now. And
yeah, every bus stop, every metro stop, every square, every sidewalk, you cannot not see them anymore.
Yeah, it's weird, and
it's very weird. It's bizarre.
Yeah. So it's not just the littering. It's like I've seen people trying to learn how to ride bikes by getting on them on the street, and I'm like,
yeah.
It's just not. They're literally everywhere.
Yeah, if we looked outside onto the street right now from my place, we could probably see quite a few. Yep, I can see a whole bunch. I can see a whole bunch of them.
See them outside the KFC.
Yeah, the KFC, the 85-degree milk tea place.
Also so the people riding them, for some reason, I don't know why, but the bell is not an accelerator. Some people just ride it and just keep ringing the bell, ring the bell.
Yeah.
Even if there's nobody there. It's just
maybe crazy. They just like the sound of it.
Yeah, so these bikes are just littering. I just wish the government would just take it over and use one company and monopolize it.
They'll get that way eventually. All the weaker companies, the smaller companies will get weeded out eventually. But it'll take a while.
So mobikes littering the streets. All right.
Okay. So next one, I've got bad customer service. Ooh. Bad customer service. So this could be a light one or a real heavy one. I don't know. It could go either way.
Depends where you go, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I get pretty bad customer service across the board. If there's a problem with something that you've ordered, well, I don't know. In restaurants, it's a bit different. But if you are in any kind of retail situation, and you're trying to report a problem or report someone's cheated you, or just anything is not satisfactory, it's just impossible to either get your money back or to really let your voice be heard. They just don't care. Most companies just don't care. There's a billion more where you came from. So.
Yeah, I've had bad customer service with the banks on the phone.
Yeah, banks, any of the phone companies. I'm having a really bad experience with Mobike right now, which I don't really want to get into.
Yeah.
Any kind of just it's awful. Taobao.
I don't know about you, but when I call somebody, I say, "Oh, can I take your name, please?" I've called the bank ICBC, and people have refused to give me their name.
Yeah.
They've been like, "No."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
I'm
like
the customer.
we called. My wife and I called Mobike because we were having this issue with them, and she just asked them, "Hey, where is your Chengdu office located?" And they wouldn't tell her.
Yeah.
Like just the address, and they said, "Well, why are you asking?" "Oh no, I'm just asking. Like, where's your address?" And then they wouldn't tell her. Like, it's crazy.
I think some. Oh, I had a 5-star hotel. I said to the guy, "Can I speak to your manager?" And he said, "I don't have a manager."
Okay.
I was like, "Well, you're just the restaurant manager. So who's your boss?" He's like, "I don't have a boss."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Dude, come on."
Yeah, it's ridiculous some of the things that people will say to avoid responsibility.
Yeah. So, I've had lots of. I'd say, but there are places that are good. Like Italy Kaido is like a Japanese supermarket. They're really good.
Oh yeah, I've never actually been. I've been in one of those once, but I've never actually bought anything.
Bad customer service.
A lot of, most like restaurants are okay, but yeah, a lot. I've had so many bad experiences, but
then there's annoying customer service where they just follow you around the shops and stuff.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. And they'll just watch you as you shop. I mean, they will not leave you alone.
Yeah, I went to the Apple shop the other day. I was just like, dude, I just want to have a look.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? Oh, can I help you?
All right. Okay, so customer service. Next.
All right. I said Mobikes, didn't I?
Yep.
Okay, cut and paste youth culture.
Okay. Explain.
So, I noticed that, like, for example, recently, the cultural thing is all hipster style. This retro tattoos, like tattoos that my granddad had, sailor tattoos.
Oh, sure.
They don't seem to have their own style. They can't think of their own style of anything.
Yeah.
They just cut and paste from other.
It's a lot of stuff from the U.S. or from
South
Korea.
Korea
a lot of Korean stuff. The fashion, especially the fashion.
It just annoys me. It's like there's no individualism, but no unique. Like the Japanese have got their, their Harajuku and cosplay stuff and all that, and but here it just doesn't happen. There is one group, but they're looked down upon. They're the guys they call wash cut blow.
Okay, I don't know that.
The guys who work in the hairdressers.
Oh, those guys. Xi Jianshui, those guys. Oh, okay.
They've got their own little subculture, which is uniquely Chinese.
Yeah, it's funny because you said they're looked down upon, and as soon as you said that, I was like, those guys are weird.
But they're probably the coolest people in China because they are actually.
They are their own thing.
Yeah. They've got these crazy hairstyles and.
It's wild. Yeah, it's wild. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that is their own thing.
Yeah.
Huh. I hadn't thought of it that way.
That's probably the only subculture that's actually real in this country.
That's got its own roots here.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah, so I hate that cut and paste kind of youth culture.
Sure.
Really all right.
Next, I have got what's next? Oh, lack of craftsmanship. Things are built really shoddy here. Everything is just built so poorly here. That's so annoying. I hate going out into my neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. You've seen it. It's a nice neighborhood. But then the fountains don't work. All the lights are busted. Things just are built to last 20, 30 years and then fall over. That really bugs me. That really, really bugs me a lot.
I've a deep experience of this with my house.
Oh, sure. I'm sure you do.
The police came once because I asked the tiling guy to leave because it was just an awful job. It's still a bad job. Yeah, they don't take. They're not like tradesmen. They don't have to have a license or anything. Or
Yeah, anybody can do it.
Yeah. And they've sort of, like, anybody can become a plumber or electrician
or all of the above.
Yeah.
Like, they just become a surefu.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you just call the surefu to fix your lights, call the surefu to fix your plumbing, call the same surefu to fix any problem you have, you know. So.
Yeah, lack of craftsmanship. And that can also be with art as well, and sculptures and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like the big sculpture in my neighborhood, which I thought was really cool and unique and stuff, but I found out it's actually just a copy-paste from this park in Singapore. Like, there's this really famous park and sculpture in Singapore that it's just copy-pasted here.
All right. Okay. Next one. My is popular words that students say. For example, "Oh my Lady Gaga."
Oh, geez, that was so many years ago.
That's just one of them. Filial piety.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
all right.
Seems like every year...
This is a heavy one.
It seems like every year there's a word that's a new word that... Well, I've never heard of filial piety until the students started saying it. I was just like...
Really?
What the hell are they talking about?
You're talking about, like, taking care of your parents and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because I was like... one of the questions was like, what do you look for in a future husband or future wife?
Oh, someone who's filial.
Like, someone who's filial piety. And I was just like, what?
What is that? Yeah. So that whole culture of, you know, taking care of your parents when they're older and just having the utmost respect, like almost unquestioning of your elders, you know.
Yeah, but there's certain phrases that students will use that it's just, it's annoying.
The way that they say it, you mean?
No, things like, I want to live in a harmonious society. There's just so many things they come out with. Every coin has two sides.
Oh, the cliches, okay.
Yeah.
Every coin has two sides.
But there seems to be certain popular ones each year. So, yeah, that really gets on my nerves because, like, "Oh my Lady Gaga."
Sure.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea, man. I do remember the first time I heard it, though. In 2011, I remember I was at a noodle shop, and one of the waiters dropped a bowl and it broke, and he went, "Oh, my Lady Gaga."
But
was
everybody
like, wow,
was
I just
saying,
heard that in
like,
the way. I just heard that in the wild. Yeah, I didn't hear it that much.
All my students said it that year, and it just drove me nuts. I was just like, "Oh, my Lady Gaga, teacher. Oh, my Lady Gaga." I was just like, I actually banned them from saying it.
Gay-leavable.
Yeah.
Gay-leavable.
I banned them from saying it. I've also banned them from quoting Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah?
That's in my first lesson.
Life's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah. I say to them, listen, it's not, because when you get a box of chocolates, it tells you exactly what's in the box. So I don't want to hear that quote through the whole semester.
Okay.
All right.
Next. I've got, I don't know, there is a word for this. I can't remember what it's called. I'll call it by standby syndrome or bystander syndrome. It's like that thing when anything happens or anything
I had this as well.
But
I wrote mob mentality.
Mob mentality, yeah. When anything goes wrong or when anything happens, there will be a crowd that gathers, but they won't do anything.
Yeah.
That's really quite annoying. Anything. Could be a good thing, you know, it could be like a street dancer or, you know, it could be it's usually someone being run over or someone getting robbed or run over or stabbed or, you know, anything. Yeah. And people will just stand there and watch. Nothing. Yeah, film it. They'll film it.
I've had so many of these.
It makes me sad, you know.
But there's an underlying reason. Some people don't do anything because they feel like if they do something, maybe they'll get sued or something like that.
Right. There have been things.
There's that foreigner who in the airport someone got stabbed and then they blamed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you shouldn't have picked me up this way, or
yeah,
blah, blah,
like
blah.
Yeah, the people who help, the good Samaritans get the finger.
Because you'll see electric bike accidents. And the person who's been knocked over will just lie on the floor going, oh, even though there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday we were coming back home and there was one of those right in front of the building.
Don't
here.
touch me. Yeah, mob mentality.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Standing by.
So yeah, standard, whatever that's called. Okay. What's yours? Next one.
WeChat.
What's wrong with WeChat? I love WeChat, man. What's wrong with WeChat?
I think it's addictive and people don't know it.
Yeah. I'd agree with you there.
I think, and also it seems like everything is now done on that platform. Everything. There's people who do everything on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to avoid putting all my eggs in one basket, but some people really, really do. They get their taxis through WeChat. They pay for everything via WeChat. They search for,
I think it's an
crazy.
underlying addiction though. Like there's a thing that says like if when you wake up in the morning, if the first thing you do is check your WeChat,
you've got
and
a
then
problem.
the last thing you do at night is check your WeChat, you've got an addiction problem. And I know a lot of people who do that.
Yeah, I actually did a lesson that I stole from one of our coworkers about social media, and did a quiz. Are you addicted to social media?
Yeah.
Oh, most of them were.
But I don't know. I don't know the reference. When I go home, I can't really see that people still use Facebook and stuff, but I mean, if you get on the metro here or the train or the bus, everybody's on their phone and they're all on WeChat.
Yeah.
Maybe 99%.
It's a lot, man.
And if you see someone with a book, you're like, oh my God. There's a person with a book.
It's a freaking unicorn. Yeah.
And everything's scannable and literally even everything is scannable. Everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember I once saw some internet meme on Weibo or something, and it was like comparing Chinese to foreigners, and there were all these pictures at the airport, and it was like pictures of foreigners with books at the airports waiting for their flights, and the pictures of Chinese all on their smartphones.
I think people have fallen into a trap. It's being addicted to it and also using it for finance. Because I don't think people know the dangers of it.
It freaks me out, man. Freaks me out having all my money connected to WeChat or something. I have a dummy card that I've set up. I might put a couple $100 yuan in it.
It's weird, isn't it?
But yeah.
Because it's not exactly safe. I've seen students have showed me how to hack it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And these are computer engineers.
Ooh.
So.
Well, they would know, I suppose.
And it's not difficult.
Okay. Next, I have this kind of goes with the bystander syndrome. It's like a lack of sympathy, a lack of empathy with people.
Yep.
Like around you. A lot of people here, they, especially like students, they see the people around them as competition. And like right now, actually, people are taking the Gaokao. Yeah. Like these days, the Gaokao is going on, the college entrance exam, and students are just competition. They're not. Oh well, I don't have too much to say. There's just not much empathy or sympathy for people around them. People don't treat each other very well here. Like it's just makes me really uncomfortable to talk about.
It's all for one
and think about.
One fault, but you can see that. The way they drive and stuff, it's all like, I've got to get to the front.
This is my thing, I'm here.
So it's the Gaokao at the moment. So it's supposed to be quiet in the neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. It's not though.
I don't know. I don't know if we heard any of the dancing aunties last night or not.
No, in my area, they weren't allowed to dance last night.
Okay.
I think it's 3 nights, isn't it, this week?
I think so, yeah.
I
got a text message about it, actually. I got a text message that it was the Gaokao from the government. Because the government does send these text messages to everybody every now and then. Yeah,
so no music, no loud music.
Yeah, it's basically, the Gaokao's happening. Be quiet, stay healthy, stay happy. Things like that. Yeah. No, all right, next.
Where was I? Ooh. Other foreigners.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that.
I'm not. There's sort of a bad element here. You know what I mean. There's some people who just come here for like.
They come here to have sex with as many girls as possible. They're here just for a work vacation, and then while they're quote unquote teaching, they'll just smoke as much weed as possible, or just drink every night, or they're not here. They're not in China for China. They're here for an easy time.
Yeah, there's too many. My friend calls them fuckboys.
Sure, sure.
If you go, there's a famous club in Chengdu called Jellyfish. If you go there,
oh sure, that's
any night of the week.
It's full of them. Yeah.
And with the rise of people, if somebody does something bad, especially a foreigner, it will be videoed
and posted all over social media.
Yeah.
And then everyone will get mad at all foreigners.
Yeah.
All foreigners. Because, when you're here in China...
Foreigner.
Yeah, when you're here in China, you don't just represent yourself or your country. You represent an entire half of the world.
Yeah.
You represent every white person who's ever lived. Or every black person or every Middle Eastern person who's
There was another reason I wrote that because, when I first came to Chengdu, if you saw a foreigner, you'd say, hey, how's it going, blah, blah, blah. I've seen so many foreigners here when I've said, hey, how's it going? They just totally blanked me.
Oh, sure.
And said nothing to me.
Russians. When I've had that reaction, they've generally been Russians.
Yeah, it used to be,
Apologies to any Russians who are listening.
It's mostly Russians, but there are some Americans and British people who just, you say, hey man, blah, blah, blah. I've met some people who live near my house now in Longchen, which is no foreigners there. I saw a guy in the supermarket the other day. I was like, hey, why are you here? Why are you around here? And he's like, he didn't even talk to me. So
Ugh.
Screw you.
Okay.
Other foreigners. All right, next.
Let's see. I think I'm at the end of mine. I've got children without childhoods. I hate seeing kids always studying all the time. I hate seeing little 7-year-old kids crying at McDonald's because their parents are making them, study, or just they're in the classroom until from 7 in the morning till 10 at night.
Yeah.
I hate that, man. It just kills me, man. Kills me.
Yeah, when I leave to work, if I cycle to work at 6 o'clock, the two girls who live on the same floor as me, they leave at 6 a.m. And they come home 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And that's every night.
Every single night.
They'll have extra classes on the weekend, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they go to class 7 days a week. It's horrible. I feel bad. I feel bad for them. All right, I'm done. So I've used up all my Chingo.
Okay, I've got a few more. National holidays.
Don't travel
because
it's crowded.
The problem with our choice of career is our holidays are the same time as national holidays. So.
Right. I was gonna write that actually, holidays. Because, if your holiday's on a Monday, for example, you get the Monday off, but then you have to work on Saturday to make up for that day you're going to miss.
Yeah, so teachers don't really get the days. They say, oh, yeah, you're going to get Monday off, but you've got to come in on Saturday.
Yeah, and do exactly the same thing for all, where you get 3 days off, but you've got to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know. And then Monday you go back to work again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just traveling in general. National holidays, it's just not worth it.
It's very crowded. Yeah. Summer tends to be better than. Well, no, I don't know. There are both. I don't know. Both holidays they have good times, like summer and winter vacation. But never travel during, the National Week. October 1st holiday. Never travel during that.
All right,
Absolutely.
I've got a lot more, but I want to say one more. People saying Laowai.
Oh, okay. I'm fine with Laowai, but this is a divisive word among the foreign community.
What's the Chinese newspaper?
The People's
Global,
Daily.
People's Daily. Did they ask foreigners last week? Do they like the word Laowai?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I'm fine with it personally, but
No, I'm fine with the word, but I suppose it's back to your thing about
the way people use it, maybe.
So they'll
catcalling.
see you, and they'll just say to the friend, Laowai.
Yeah.
But they won't say it to your face. But you understand what it means. It's
We know what it means. Yeah.
It's like, so if, like last year when I went home, I did it to some Chinese people
Ooh.
and they didn't like it. I just went, Zhongren!
Nice.
Because it just annoys me. Well, if you're gonna say it, and it's when they say it and they say it out loud.
Yeah.
It's not like if you see, you'd say, "Oh look at that, there's a midget over there. Look."
Yeah, it is that same kind of.
You wouldn't go,
yeah.
"Hey, look at the midget."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's the whole thing. They think you don't know what it means. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that word.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I would never see a foreigner in my country and just say, "Oh, look, foreigner," blah blah blah.
Right.
It just doesn't happen.
All right.
I had a few others, but they're only small ones. Littering, well, that's not small.
Sure.
Haggling,
Sure. Yeah.
pandas.
Pandas.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Just they're spending too much effort to save the panda. You mean?
yeah, it's just like, if it's meant to be extinct, it's meant to be extinct. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a money pit, I think.
It is absolutely. Okay. Keep going. What else?
Bookshops,
Okay.
they don't have any good Western books, except if you want to read Black Beauty or
Or Dickens.
Dickens or some other...
Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, it's like old.
Tom Sawyer.
Oh, Tom Sawyer, sure. Huck Finn. Any Mark Twain, sure.
Yeah, you can't get any modern books in a Chinese bookshop.
Yeah, you have to go to like a big international one.
What else did I write? Talking in the cinema drives me up the wall.
Phone in the cinema, yeah.
The rise of Starbucks.
The rise of Starbucks. Okay, all right.
Cycling in the opposite, or driving in the opposite direction, which is common.
Yeah, sure.
I do a lot of cycling.
Yeah.
I could go on for days.
Yeah, so you've got pages and pages and pages. Yeah. All right.
All right, we're gonna have a little break and
We'll come back.
we'll talk about anger.
Okay, all right. See you after the
Just
break.
pause it. Bye. All right, we're back.
Okay, let's do it. So what do you want to talk about this half?
So, getting angry. If you come to China, obviously, some things are going to make you angry. Have you ever been in a fight with Chinese people?
Have I ever been in a fight? I don't think so. I've been in a couple of verbal confrontations, like when I first got to China, like before I even met my wife, long time ago. But no, almost got in a fight in Guangzhou.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This taxi driver started trying to push us and like trying to really, like, he was putting hands on us and trying to get us to start a fight because of something. But yeah, not a situation I want to get in.
Yeah, so if you get angry, because as soon as you touch them, that's it. Especially if there's a mob around you, because as we said before, people like to watch arguments or fights a lot. I had a situation 2 months ago in my complex where I was walking the dog and walking with the baby. I always put my dog in the lead. When this guy had a big, huge dog, ran over, knocked over the baby.
Whoa, okay.
And then the dog was on top of the baby trying to get my dog. Yeah. So the baby's going nuts. And the guy didn't even say sorry or anything.
Yeah.
And it ended up where I had hold of him by the collars of his jacket.
Whoa, okay.
And he nearly punched me. But there was like 50 people around us.
Yeah.
Because, I was trying to protect my son and I just lost it.
Yeah.
I just got so angry.
Yeah. Although, if I'm honest, I gotta say I would love to see you in a fight with somebody. I would love to see you punch somebody.
I would. Yeah, but it was quite... I was shook up for quite a few hours afterwards. Like the adrenaline, and the stuff.
Yeah.
And then my mother-in-law said people were talking about it in the complex and stuff.
Oh, of course they were,
Yeah. So, yeah, you've got to be careful. Because also people know where you live. I know it sounds strange, but like people know which floor I live on.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there's another added layer to all of this because we are foreigners.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard from people who have been in fights here, I mean, that's not something I really get tangled up in. But from what I've heard, the locals they'll nearly always defend the local.
Yeah.
No matter kind of what's happened or at what stage they've come upon the fight, they will come to the defense of the Chinese just because they're Chinese.
Yeah. So you need to be... but sometimes you can't stop yourself from getting angry,
Yeah.
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 I knew somebody, a foreigner I knew. He was at a traffic light. He was on his mountain bike. Guy's on his electric bike.
Uh-huh.
The guy just said something to him and then spat at him. Yeah.
Oh.
But then he started arguing with the guy. Then somebody videoed it, so they didn't get the whole story.
They only got halfway through. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it just looked like some foreigner.
This foreigner responded by spitting back at him.
And that was on video.
Yeah, and that was on video.
Uh-huh.
So this video got posted all over YouTube. It was even on YouTube. And the amount of like death threats he got from Chinese people. He went to the gym. The gym refused to let him go back in because they'd seen this video. But nobody had seen this whole scene. So there's a lot of those videos type things where foreigners get filmed doing...
Yeah, just bad foreign videos.
So it's difficult not to get angry, because it will happen. You will at some point. You will get angry.
Yeah, I very, 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 very rarely get angry. The one I worry about is my wife, but she's Chinese, so it's all right. But I mean, it happens sometimes. Like when I nearly got in that fight in Guangzhou, that guy putting hands on me and putting hands on my wife. I was getting ready to just, to unload. But that was like 2 years ago or something. That was like the last time I was properly angry at somebody.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm
especially if you're having a bad China day, it's like...
Oh, sure.
It can build up. Like,
yeah.
Because you basically can be annoyed on a daily basis. You just got to let it go over your head. So
I mean, the thing is, you've come to China, right? I mean, this is China. I mean, everything here, the food is Chinese food. The people are Chinese people. The rules are Chinese rules. The standards are Chinese standards. So if you can't deal with that, get out.
Yeah. It's not like going to Japan where everybody's polite and everything's done for you and blah blah blah.
It's a different ball game. Some people just can't handle it because it is a very different experience here. Some people thrive on it. Some people find it quite irritating. There's this guy I know here. I hate him. He likes me. I don't know why, but he's a friend of one of our coworkers. And every single time I talk to him, he's like, oh, I can't believe these stupid Chinese people, these fucking Chinese people don't understand how to do this, and it's really simple. I could fix all the problems in this country. The air, if you just did 1, 2, 3, and the banks, I could fix this. I could run this country better. Then I'm like, oh my God. Just shut up and get out of this country. I'm so tired of people coming here and just saying they know better and they can change this place. And no, that's not why you're here. You are a guest in this country.
Yeah, you can't change it.
Yeah.
So you need to avoid these situations, because they will also people will try to make you angry. I know some guys who play basketball, and there's a Chinese team who purposely go out their way to try and start a fight with these guys.
Yeah.
Just because they're foreigners. So yeah, you need to be careful, especially if you go out at night and go to clubs and stuff, and which you will, but yeah, it's difficult sometimes not to get angry, but you have to hold back because people are watching you here. And if you hit somebody, it's worse than a local person hitting somebody.
Yeah, it's much worse. Yeah. Sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't find myself annoyed that much or angry really ever. That may just be me. Like, I really don't find it an issue. My only issue is when other people are getting angry, and like when they're angry just on a daily basis. Yeah. I'm fine with most things.
I don't know if a foreigner's been kicked out for fighting. I'm not sure if they've been kicked out of the country. Maybe there must have been a few.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, but I don't know. Just like a bar fight, I kind of doubt it. It might have to be like they were fighting about Taiwan or Tiananmen or something, and then someone threw a bar stool and that. Tibet.
Those crazy Tibetans.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard some stories, but yeah, I mean, if it was like a fight that started because of a political reason, probably. Not
I know a lot of foreigners who've got road rage and stuff. Who've done road rage things like kicked cars and stuff like that.
Jeez, why? Ugh.
Or maybe they've been cut off, or they've been hit by a car and blah blah blah. So you got
life, man.
I know
no reason to get angry.
You got to be careful because they will be. Because you're a foreigner, they are watching you more, and you're not just that. If you get kicked out, you lose everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you get deported, I think they give you like 72 hours, and that's it. 24 to 72 hours, and you got to get out. Everything. So, yeah, that sucks.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, I'm not so angry. You shouldn't get angry either. I don't care. I couldn't even come up with 20 annoying things.
Johnny Rotten said, anger is an energy.
Yeah. Oh, I use my anger in the winter, I suppose. That's how I get through my day. Because I hate the winter here. But, yeah, other than that.
I just shout things out at people.
Okay.
See if they respond. All right. Next will be B. I don't know what we're going to do yet. So if there's any suggestions.
Sure, let us know.
Last time we did banking, so we've gone over that.
Yeah, let's not. That was boring. Let's not do that again.
But it's good for the newbies.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, we'll go over B again. So if there's any suggestions, please send us a message on Facebook or we don't have WeChat now.
Nope. No, I'm working on that for myself, but.
An official WeChat account is a pain in the arse.
It really is. We're working on that for my Yoku stuff. Yeah. It's a pain. But anyway,
bureaucracy.
We've got our Facebook, which is I don't know what you've called it, but it'll be in the links.
Just put TIC in China.
Yeah.
SoundCloud,
Stitcher, iTunes, all of that.
Twitter,
crazy stuff.
You can leave a message on iTunes as well. So.
Oh, sure.
All right, okay, guys. Check out Austin's videos. What's the channel?
It's just my name, Austin Guidry, Guidry.
Yeah,
or just type in Austin, China.
You did a good one. The last one was good about the what was the village called?
Longshore.
Longshore.
The old earthquake, the abandoned earthquake village. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the one that. It's not the museum village that you see on.
It was very
videos.
close to the epicenter, and it's just been abandoned. And
It's like the real deal,
it's the real deal. Yeah.
All right. So check out Austin's video page.
Yeah.
All right.
Good stuff.
Take care, guys.
See you later.
All right, bye.
Peace.